performing here at Wisecrackers on Friday nights and Saturday nights. And I think, Johnny, you're going to be here setting up some the drinks and whatnot?
Saturday.
Saturday? Not Friday.
Terry will be here too.
Terry will be here? Okay.
I'll be here.
And Teddy, will you be here?
Guest spot on Saturday.
Good for you. Why didn't you tell me that?
Hey!
Why didn't you say something weird? Ladies and gentlemen, the guy who came up first, he was a very funny guy. He'll be doing a guest spot here on Friday, Mr. Teddy Ebert. You should have said that. I would have said that. I would have given you a little plug there, Teddy.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, ladies, what's that?
I got enough plugs from Priest when I was in Catholic.
Oh, now you're going a little too far. You're going to hell too with Superfish over there. Ladies and gentlemen, the next comedian's a finalist on the Wisecrackers Comedy Stand-Up. Give it up for Mr. Shawn Ravenfire!
Alright, you'll find this interesting, Father Paul. Yeah. I've decided to start my own religion. And no, not because I had some kind of a revelation or anything. I just really hate taxes. Seriously, look at history. I mean, most of the new religions were founded right after income tax laws were passed. Okay, think about that. That is not a coincidence. I've recently discovered a new religion. It doesn't have a name, but I have given it a name. I call it Vaguetheism. And everywhere I go, whenever the topic of religion comes up, I meet several vague theists. Say, well, what exactly do you believe in? Do you believe in God? And they go, well, I don't know about God per se, but I definitely believe in something. Ah, you're a vague theist. There are vague theists everywhere, and they'll tell you all about vague theism. Well, I don't know if I believe in God per se. What the fuck is God per se? What is God not per se? They don't really explain that one. They're vague about that one, too. Sometimes they go, well, I believe that there is something. Well, no shit, there's a lot of somethings. This is something. Surrounded by somethings. And sometimes they'll even go, well, I believe in energy. Who the fuck doesn't believe in energy? Where are these people staring at the sun going, there's no heat and light coming out of that? These wires, they run on magic. Yeah, so, I've figured something out recently. I noticed that it's kind of hard to get into a relationship these days. And I figured out why. It's because we're not scared of dying anymore. Seriously, the fear of death really gets people together. I mean, back in the Middle Ages, you were going to die any day. People would you'd be 12 years old. First girl you'd see, like, look, I know we're both a couple of kids, but we better get married. Because we're going to get the plague and die tomorrow. You know, fear of death brings people together. You know, from 1940s to the 1980s, there's one thought on everyone's mind, and that was nuclear war. That was the thing that scared the shit out of everybody, was nuclear war. That's why when you see old couples, they always look kind of surprised. Like, how did you stay together this long? I didn't think we'd both still be alive. Fuck, I can't believe we're both still alive. I thought at least one of us would be dead by now. No, but that was a big fear, especially in the early 1980s. The big fear was nuclear holocaust. But then the Cold War started winding down, we had to find something new to be afraid of. So in the late 80s, the big thing to be afraid of was AIDS. Granted, this is not a good thing for scaring people into getting together. It's more scaring you into buying a chastity belt. But, you know, a lot of people, to this day, there are a lot of people who try to raise awareness for AIDS. They go on television wearing little red ribbons. They go, I'm raising AIDS awareness. No, you're not. First of all, everyone's already aware of AIDS. And second of all, even if hypothetically, there was a guy who somehow managed to go his whole life and never heard of AIDS, he's not going to figure it out from looking at a ribbon. I'm picturing some guy just going, well, I'm off to have unprotected sex with a total stranger. I'm so glad we live in a disease-free world. Wait a minute, that guy on TV has a ribbon stuck to his shirt. Suddenly I'm aware of AIDS. So we stopped being afraid of AIDS because we figured out, hey, you just put a condom on and you're safe. So, all right, something new. We needed something new to be afraid of. So in the early 90s, we found another thing to scare the shit out of us. The hole in the ozone layer. Remember that thing? Whatever happened to the hole in the ozone layer? Did it go away or did we just stop giving a shit? It's gonna give us all skin cancer. Yeah, but I'm bored worrying about it. I'm bored with that one. So in the late 90s, we found something even scarier than the hole in the ozone layer, and that was global warming. Oh, global warming, that was a big scary thing. Everybody couldn't stop talking about global warming. The polar ice caps are gonna melt, and the whole Earth is gonna be flooded, and worst of all, our hero is gonna be Kevin Costner. Fuck. And they had us recycling. People were recycling everything in the 90s, and people were recycling things that don't even get recycled. They're like, honey, I just took a shit, which bin does it go in? He's like, I already told you, dark brown goes in the left bin, light green goes in the right bin. Then in the early 2000s, we found something new to be afraid of. Terrorism. Can't blame anyone for that. We had a good reason to be afraid of terrorists. But we kind of got over it pretty quickly, didn't we? Because September 11th attacks, when the first planes hit, everyone in the nation was ready to go to war. Everybody in the nation was just, kill them all. Send the troops, just level the whole Middle East.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, everybody just quickly backpedaled from that. We went to war, turned out badly, and everybody's standing around, and the whole nation's going, oh, I'm so glad I didn't support going to war. Yeah, when I saw those planes hit, I said, first thing I said was, let's find a peaceful solution to this. I distinctly remember saying that. Liar. And then the late 90s, the new big topic, the new cool thing to care about was breast cancer. Oh, that was a new hip thing to actually give a shit about. And we're gonna fight breast cancer with pink ribbons, because we fought AIDS with red ribbons and nobody has AIDS anymore. Ribbons are magic. So you see pink ribbons all over the place, especially in the month of October, because that's Cancer Awareness Month, and that pisses me off, because that's Halloween. When it's Halloween, I want to see skulls and cobwebs and vampire bats, and we still have them, except now they all have pretty pink bows on them. Looks like Satan's having a baby shower. And today, we've actually come up with something new to be afraid of. What's the new big topic today that everybody can't shut up about? School bullies. That's kind of a step down from nuclear war, isn't it? It's like, we used to be afraid of war and famine and plague and disease and floods and famines and earthquakes, and now Bruno pushed little Timmy off a swing. How do we go from the red menace to the purple nurple? How did we go from being afraid of a scorched earth to being afraid of an Indian burn? How did we go from talking about pinkos to pink bellies? Seriously, how did the United States go from being obsessed with atomic warheads to being obsessed with atomic wedgies? Thank you, that's my time.
Keep it going, that's just Shawn Ravenfire. That's kind of an understatement. I'm going to give you a little bit of advice there. A lot of people talk about being an atheist and being a Catholic. And I'm going to tell you something about the Catholic Church. At least the Catholic